Hello and welcome. This is the fourth and final part of the Identifying Your Risk and Potential for Spread of Grapevine Red Blotch Virus workshop. Today we'll be summarizing management strategies. Now this will be a look back at videos 1 through 3, so if you've not seen those yet, go ahead, pause, check those out, and then come on back. To kick us off, we bring us back to the question of why is determining the level of GRBV in your vineyard important? GRBV, or grapevine red blotch virus, is the causal agent of grapevine red blotch disease. It was first described in 2008 on Vitis vinifera Cabernet Sauvignon. The virus is speculated to have emerged about 9,000 years ago from wild Vitis latent virus 1. GRBV is found in wine grape cultivars, rootstocks, table grapes, interspecific hybrids, muscadines, and free-living vines in Northern California and Southern Oregon. The economic impact of GRBV can range anywhere from a low side of about $900 per acre to a high side of almost $30,000 per acre. GRBV causes visual symptoms on both the foliage and fruits of cultivated grapevines. What this means is oftentimes you'll see the namesake red blotches on red-berried cultivars, and you may see a chlorosis or necrosis on white-berried cultivars. Symptoms on the berries include reduction in sugar contents, anthocyanins, bunch weight, as well as berry yield. Now say you've possibly seen some of these visual cues. What is your next step? You can utilize PCR testing. PCR testing is a diagnostic assay in which composite samples of 6 petioles from older leaves at the base of the vine, 3 from one side and 3 from the other, close to the trunk, are collected to be tested. This is the most accurate diagnostic method for assessing the presence of GRBV in your vineyard. After going about testing, you can utilize something called the roguing strategy. This is a recommendation in which if the disease prevalence in a given vineyard block is greater than 30%, it is recommended that that whole block be removed. If the disease prevalence in a given vineyard block is less than that 30%, removal of individual infected vines and replacement with clean planting stock is recommended. How do we go about protecting against GRBV in our vineyard? By utilizing clean planting stock through the certification program, we can approach a more sustainable production method. This purchase of clean vines can help us to reduce the initial source of inoculum in our vineyard of GRBV, as well as to lengthen the lifespan of the vines that are being planted. It'll also help us with secondary spread. GRBV is vectored by a tree hopper species, the three-cornered alfalfa hopper, or Spicistolus festinus. Spicistolus festinus is a hemimetabolous insect with 5 instar stages. They can be found present during summer months in Northern California, but are not found here in New York. They are not an economic pest of grape, and they have not been observed to complete their life cycle on cultivated grapevine. Transmission by Spicistolus festinus is circulative, non-propagative. Transmission can occur to and from various Vitis species, including free-living vines. We do see differential rates of transmission, though, based on the donor and recipient materials. Transmission by Spicistolus, furthermore, is transstadial, but it is not transovarial. All in all, we consider Spicistolus festinus to be an inefficient vector, with transmission rates being between 3 to 10%. The best approach for providing protection is to start with certified clean planting stock. Do not alter cover cropping techniques or spray for Spicistolus festinus. Furthermore, when removing infected vines, consider free-living vines as well. Be sure that if you're deciding to remove any free-living vines, that you obtain a permit from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife Services for vegetation management in those riparian areas. For our third and final question, let's do a deeper dive into what are Spicistolus festinus and should I be concerned? Spicistolus festinus are the only known vector at this time of GRBV. If you're looking to see if they're present in your vineyard, it's important to know that there is a couple look-alike species. These tend to be Torstistolus species. A key way to identify the difference between Spicistolus festinus and a Torstistolus species is that Spicistolus festinus are often smaller in stature. Furthermore, the connective point on Spicistolus festinus helmet where the two lines intersect is more in line with the hind legs, whereas on a Torstistolus species, it's closer to the eyes, giving them a more squished face impression. When looking to identify the location of Spicistulus vescinus in your vineyard, it's important to know that they rely on many herbaceous host plant materials. These primarily fall under the families of Asteraceae, Fabaceae, and Vitaceae family plants. It's important to point out that the Vitaceae family category includes both cultivated and free-living vines. So, bringing this together and locating and managing Spicistulus vescinus in your vineyard, again, Spicistulus vescinus are relying on many herbaceous host plants, including Vitis species. The primary interactions are with Asteraceae, Fabaceae, and Vitaceae family plants. Right now, no action against Spicistulus vescinus are recommended to manage red blotch disease. However, careful selection of planting material and the elimination of diseased vines is important. Be sure to always replace with certified clean planting stock. Now, to give a summary and a summation of all of this into one single slide, if you were to take away anything, these are the 3 key points that I want you to remember. Firstly, remove infected material. Remember your 30% rule. This will help you to decide the best ways to proceed. When considering which materials to remove, do not forget about those infected free-living vines that might be in nearby riparian areas. Point 2 is replace with clean planting stock. The best practice for disease management and sustainable production is planting with that certified clean planting material. There are certification programs within 5 states. Be sure to contact your local Department of Agriculture for more information on where best to source these materials. Lastly, point 3, there is no need to change disease management practices based on the vector presence. Spicistulus vescinus is the only known vector of GRBV, and they are inefficient with a very low rate of transmission occurring annually. They rely on many herbaceous plant materials to survive in a vineyard ecosystem, so it's hard to target them with a spray, and there's really no need because of that vectoring inefficiency. With that, I thank you for joining all of these workshops. I hope you found them informative. As always, reach out should you have any questions or concerns, and have a great day. Thank you so much.